All right, hello everyone. This is the Masonry Marketing Crew back with another case study. And this is a client that we have out in Raleigh, North Carolina. They like to focus specifically on retaining walls. And so retaining walls is their service, their focus, and they do it throughout Wake and Durham County. Okay, now a few things going on with this site that we really try to focus on is one, the prominence of the phone number. Obviously, whenever someone does a search and lands on their site, whether it's on their computer, their desktop, or their mobile, we want that number to be prominently displayed. That helps with conversions, and we did that on their site here. We also focused on a landing page, a web form, and so what we want to do here is we want to focus on the kind of retaining wall. We want to know when they needed this service, and then we want to get their information, such as their name, email, and phone number. So we did that, and then we focused a lot on content, right? So content, we always say that content is king. And in this particular case, we described a little bit of the service here, some information on what a retaining wall is, the styles of retaining wall that we focus on. We actually have a call to action button right there. And then we've got some information on benefits of having a retaining wall. So they add visual appeal, they help, control flooding and erosion and all of that stuff. And then, so some more information about who we are and why you should trust us as a provider. And then we've got just some more services that we provide, right? So we want to go heavy on the concrete blocks and stone and brick. We also discussed the differences between gravity walls, piling, cantilever, and anchor. And, we went heavy on the information. One other thing that we did was we broke down the services between each of these walls. And so you can go into any of these pages and we've got information strictly about anchored walls, cantilever walls, so on and so forth, gabion, brick and wood. All of these services we really break down. And for each of these individual pages, we make sure to optimize for those particular terms, right? So we set the title tags properly, the meta descriptions, and all of the content. We want to make sure it is completely focused around those individual services. Not only that, but we also set service areas. Okay, so they're focusing on Cary, Chapel Hill, Durham, Knightdale, Morrisville, and Wake Forest, and so we want to make sure that if someone in these towns are searching for a retaining wall contractor, that that they'll be found, that this client will be found. And so we really went and focused on that. Okay. Also, what we did was a backlinking campaign. And so we want to make sure that we are getting backlinks from some really, really powerful, influential sites. So if you look at this column here, the domain rating, this is a factor, a numerical factor that goes from 0 to 100, and 100 being the strongest sites out there. And you can see that we are getting backlinks from domain ratings of 91, 80, 73, 72, so on and so forth. And so these are some very powerful sites. And as we start getting more and more of them, the value of this site or the strength of this site is going to continue to go up. Okay, so you can see that we've got backlinks from provenexpert.com, cinematreasures.org, all of these different sites that we are now, mydecorative.com, so on and so forth. And you can see that the value of these sites are really, really high. And a lot of them get really, really good organic traffic as well, which is what you want to see. Look at domain traffic right here, 111,000, right? 104,000. So these are not only powerful sites, but they also get organic traffic, which is also a something that you want to consider when trying to source links. Okay, so we went heavy on the backlinks. And then also what we got to focus on here is getting more citations for this client. Now, a citation is nothing more than a website that has cited yours. Okay, it's going to, usually these are directory sites or some social sites like Facebook, Twitter, things like that. But these citation sites just confirm really that your business is a legitimate business. They should list your company's name, address, phone number, and website. And we want to make sure that all of that information is consistent throughout. If we've got different phone numbers listed on some citation sources and a different phone number on others, that will skew things, that will definitely impact your listings on the maps. If you have a different website, obviously that's going to impact things. If you've got a different address, that's going to impact things. We want to make sure that we keep the addresses exactly the same as well. So all of this information has to be done on a consistent basis. Now you can see that this is the listing right here, and it shows 7 citations that are really indexed in Google. And our competitor here, Vertical Walls Inc., has 28. So we've definitely got some work to do on the citation front. But we're heading in the right direction. We know that this is a focus over the next 30 to 60 days. So citations can be a little bit of a challenge getting them indexed, but we have really good luck with that, as we tend to post on Google My Business posts. We do that pretty frequently, and we'll do that through maybe like one of your Google My Business websites, where you can constantly update that information as well. And as you start sharing some of these citation sources and sharing the links, then eventually they do index and they do count towards your site. So this is definitely something that is on the horizon for us. But just to kind of show you what this means in terms of search, if you do a retaining wall contractors search, you can see that this is specifically in Raleigh here. And, so these guys are number 2 for that listing. Okay. If you do a wood retaining wall builder near me, again, you can see here that search is specifically for Raleigh. And this is the listing right here. They're number 2 for that search result or search term. Retaining wall experts, same thing. Let me see. Oh, this is why, because they're actually the only listing for that specific term. All right. If we do a search for retaining wall specialists, again, out in Raleigh, you can see number 1. If we do a search for Gabion Retaining Wall Company, right, number 1 right here. And then again, Concrete Retaining Wall Company in Raleigh, you can see number 1 listing. Block Retaining Wall Company, same thing, Retaining Wall Experts of Raleigh, they're number 1. And Cantilever Retaining Wall Company near me, they're number 1 for that listing as well. So really, we're doing really well. We want to really start dominating in the other areas of their market. As I said, we're trying to really focus on these other areas for them, and so that's a focus next, where if someone is doing a search for Cantilever Retaining Wall Company in Cary, for example, then we want to make sure that we show up there. So these are the types of results that we've been able to achieve for this client. We're also going to be working on a pay-per-click campaign or a Google Ads campaign, and start running that in their other service areas, and try and generate more conversions and more phone calls that way. But really, as we start to dominate in these areas, then we can generally rely less and less on pay-per-click and really start maximizing the profits from the SEO efforts. So this company is doing really, really well. We're really happy with the results that we've been able to achieve so far, but the work is not done, and we really want to work on additional conversions for them. If you're interested in having us take a look at your website and understand where your digital presence currently stands, and what your competitors are doing, how you stack up against your competitors, and what can be done to outrank them, then feel free to schedule what we call a lead flow acceleration session. In that session, we're going to do just that. We're going to look at your online presence and see where there are additional areas of improvement for you. You can schedule that at masonrymarketer.com/schedule. and you can pick a time and a date that works for you, and we will do our due diligence on your website and come back to you with our findings. So hopefully this video helped. Hopefully it just pointed out some areas of improvement that might be able to have had on your site. And we hope to talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.